Welcome back to the session, the transport system, the circulatory system, part 3. In previous classes, we have discussed about the internal structure of heart, different chambers of the heart, and today we are going to discuss about the cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle. You heard that the heart continuously contracts and relaxes and pumps the blood to the various parts of the body. The contraction and relaxation, the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of heart is called cardiac cycle. It is a sequential events of cyclic movements of blood. We call it as cardiac cycle. This cardiac cycle consists of two phases, systole and diastole. The active phase we call it as systole, and the relaxation phase we call it as diastole. Contraction is called systole, relaxation is called diastole. One contraction and one relaxation is equal to one cardiac cycle. The heart contracts and relaxes continuously, and one cardiac cycle is equal to one systole and one diastole. The heartbeat starts from the 21st day of embryonic development. When embryo started developing, on the 21st day, the heart started beating. And let us discuss the different steps in the cardiac cycle. How the heart pumps the blood. What are the event steps involved in cardiac cycle? First, already I said that the contraction phase is called systole and relaxation phase is called diastole. Let us imagine all the four chambers. The upper chambers auricles, lower chambers called ventricles. Right auricle, left auricle, right ventricle, left ventricle. Imagine these all four chambers are in diastole stage or relaxation stage. Just you imagine. They never be in the relaxation state. They continuously diastole, systoles are alternately seen in cardiac cycle. Just you imagine all these four chambers and in the relaxation stage. Now what will happen? The right auricle receives deoxygenated blood from superior vena cava, inferior vena cava and caval veins. All these veins which carry deoxygenated blood open into right auricle. Similarly, left auricle receives oxygenated blood from lungs via pulmonary veins. Now what will happen? Now all these four chambers are in relaxation stage. Now the auricles will contract. And send the blood into ventricles. In the first stage, imagine all are in relaxation stage. When this heart receive, right auricle receive deoxygenated blood, left auricle receive oxygenated blood. Now what will happen? These two auricles contract. That means systole, auricular systole. What we call it? Auricular systole. When these two auricles contract, they send or pump the blood into ventricles. Now the ventricles will contract and pump the blood into their respective blood vessels. Right ventricle pump the blood into pulmonary artery. Left ventricle pump the blood into systemic aorta. From systemic aorta, the oxygenated blood is distributed to all parts of the body, and this right ventricle pump deoxygenated blood to the pulmonary artery, and pulmonary artery send the blood to lungs for oxygenation. So now this, when you listen the heartbeat, you come across two sounds, lub and dub. The heartbeat can be heard, lub and dub. Already I said we use an instrument to measure the heartbeat, that is called stethoscope, which was discovered by René Lelac. And lub, dub are the two sounds you heard when the heart started pumping the blood. Lub is a very high sound. This lub is heard when during the ventricular systole. The lub, when the ventricles contract, they pump the blood into blood vessels. They forcefully push the walls and send the blood into their respective blood vessels. And that time they made a very high sound called lub. What sound we call it? Lub. Lub is heard in ventricular systole. That means when the blood is pumped into the pulmonary artery and systemic aorta. Now the blood, the deoxygenated blood from right auricle is pumped into right ventricle, and left auricle pumped oxygenated blood into left ventricle. In between right auricle and right ventricle there is a wall. Walls are present which allow the blood to flow in one direction. The walls will prevent the backward flow of blood. So what will happen when the blood is pumped from auricle to ventricle? The tricuspid valve will forcefully open. Tricuspid valve will open and allow the blood to right ventricle. That time you heard a dull sound called dup. Lub, dup. These two sounds together constitute one heartbeat. The right auricle, when the blood flows from right auricle to right ventricle, to prevent the backward flow of blood, the valves are closed. When the valves are closed, we hear a very high sound called lub. To allow the blood from right ventricle to right auricle to right ventricle, the valves are open. That time we hear a dup sound. Closed time we hear a lub sound. When open we hear a dup sound. And dup sound is seen in auricular systole, and lub sound is seen in ventricular systole. To complete one heartbeat, one cardiac cycle, it takes 0.8 seconds. 0.8 seconds. For ventricular systole, it is 0.11 to 0.14 seconds. And for auricular systole, for ventricular systole, it is 0.27 to 0.35 seconds. The whole process is completed by 0.8 seconds, and this is called cardiac cycle. What we call it? Cardiac cycle. Now let us discuss. Already we discussed about a pulse. See, the blood in the heart or in the blood vessels will not flow continuously. It flows with like a spurts or jerks. Spurts or jerks. Or it is in a form of throbbing movement you see. Throbbing movement on the breast. You can feel the pulse. When you keep your hands on the breast, you see that blood is throbbing in the blood vessel. The throbbing movement or rhythmic vibrations, we call it as pulse. Pulse are felt on wrist. Now next we go for the circulation. There are two types of circulation: single circuit circulation, double circuit circulation. In single circuit circulation is seen in very lower animals like fishes. Fishes, only two chambers heart is there, are ventricle, auricle and ventricle. And the blood from the heart is sent to the gills. Inside the gills, oxygenation of blood is seen, and this oxygenated blood is sent to the body parts. The deoxygenated blood from the body parts is sent to the heart. From the heart pumps the blood to the gills. Inside the gills, oxygenation of blood takes place. The oxygenated blood will be sent to the body parts. That means the blood is circulating only one time through the heart. That's why it is called single circuit circulation. Single circuit circulation is seen in lower organisms. Now coming to the double circuit circulation. Double circuit circulation is seen in the higher animals from amphibians, reptiles, aves and mammals. In human heart, we observe double circuit circulation. In double circuit circulation, the blood will flow twice. Once between heart and lungs, another between heart and body parts. Let us discuss. Already we know there are four chambers. The body parts, from the body parts, the deoxygenated blood is collected from different vena cava and sent into right auricle. From right auricle, the blood is sent into right ventricle. From right ventricle, the heart pumps this deoxygenated blood to lungs. Inside the lungs, oxygenation of blood takes place. The oxygenated blood is again sent into left auricle. From left auricle to left ventricle. From left ventricle to systemic aorta, then to the body parts. Here the blood is circulated twice. So that's why it is called double circuit circulation. One is between heart and lungs, another is between heart and body parts. Not only blood, there is another system, a fluid system in our body called lymphatic system. What we call that system? Lymphatic system. And lymphatic system also play a very important role in our body. The lymphatic system consists of lymph vessels, lymph nodes and a fluid called lymph. We already know all the nutrients are supplied by the blood, and exchange of gases and taking the nutrients, supplying to the cells. All the blood will supply nutrients to the cells and water also to the cells. But blood cannot take out all the things from the cell. Some amount of water, some amount of waste material, some amount of nutrients are left in between the cells, that is intercellular spaces. These intercellular spaces are filled with a leftover fluid. That leftover fluid is again sent back to the circulatory system by another system called lymphatic system. This lymphatic system collect the extracellular fluid which is present in between the cells and send them back into the circulatory system. See, this lymphatic system, you had seen in the elderly people that their legs and hands are swollen when they travel for a longer generation, and that is why, because it is because of accumulation of extracellular fluid called lymph, and that condition is called edema. See, when you travel in the bus, the elderly people legs will be swollen. Why they are swollen? Because of this extracellular fluid, and the condition is called edema. See, to pump the blood in the circulatory system, heart is present. But in the lymphatic system, no such pumping organ or device is present. How the lymph is circulated? The lymph is circulated with the help of our muscular muscles. That's why when the muscles contract and relax, these muscles, the skeletal muscles, help for the pumping of lymph to all the parts of the body. Not only that, this lymphatic system also contains WBC, some immunity antibodies can be supplied to each and every cell. That's why these lymphatic system play a very important role in immune system of our body. So muscular, only the contraction of relaxation of muscles only help to supply these lymph to all parts of the body. So that's why it is advisable to do exercises, yoga. So if you don't do exercises and yoga, this lymph cannot be supplied. Lymph cannot help the circulatory system to send back these extra fluid which is left between the intercellular spaces. That's why there is need a physical activity for everyone for the proper functioning of lymphatic system as well as circulatory system. Thank you, children. I already posted a PPT on this full complete topic. Once again, go through it, and thank you. We'll meet in the next session.